Olá, amigos do Degustando Vinhos. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa especial. Hoje estamos aqui no Château Climens e farei uma entrevista e degustarei 4 vinhos deles. Vamos à entrevista. Olá, amigos do Degustando Vinhos. Sejam bem-vindos a mais um programa e hoje estamos aqui no Château Climens e quem me recebeu muito bem aqui foi o diretor-geral da vinícola, Jérôme. Me mostrou a vinícola e agora vamos fazer a degustação de alguns vinhos e ele vai responder as perguntas de praxe. Jérôme, it's very nice to be here. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for spending your time with us. And
welcome, Federico, to Climens.
Thank you. And I have only 2 questions for you. Firstly, tell us about the history of the winery, and after that we can talk about these 4 wines that you produce.
Okay, very good. Well, Château Climens is a very well-known wine estate, well-known because it's a premier cru classé. It's been actually the first growth from the classification of Bordeaux wines in 1855. But the history comes much earlier than that, because we have actually the oldest date we know there was an estate at Château Climens is 1547. So the 16th century, that's where we think the adventure of making those great wines started. Until that time, there's been only 5 families owning and leading that estate, and were very gifted to be the current actually owners and as the Moitry family and leaders of that beautiful estate with so nice history.
Yeah, very good. And you could tell us about these wines?
Yes, okay. The particularity of Climens is we are in a terroir which is very a genuine terroir in Barsac, which contains a lot of limestone. It's a starfish fissured limestone with a thin layer of sand and clay. So you will see the expression of the wines are very fresh. There is freshness, there is minerality, as we say today. And the other particularity that we only have Sémillon in Climens. Mm-hmm. So you have 100% Sémillon on this very fresh terroir. So I suggest we start by the dry white.
Dry white.
Okay, so the first one is Petite. This one is our first wine, first expression of the Sémillon on this terroir of Climens. So this is a very pleasant wine, very easy to drink. It's meant to be drinkable young, as it is now, basically. Young wine, on the freshness, typical, at aperitif, for example, before to start a good dinner or good lunch, on the terrace. So it's a Petite Lily. Expression, 100% expression of Sémillon.
Very good. And I have depicted in the tongue.
It's freshness, it's gourmand, as we say in French. You know?
Very good.
What do you say in Brazilian? Gourmand.
Gourmand? Gourmet.
Gourmand.
Gourmet.
Okay,
Gourmet.
Good. The second wine I want to show you is actually Asphodèle. Asphodèle is the first cuvée that started actually in 1918, because Climens is well known for the sweet wine. We will come it at the end, and we restarted to produce dry white in 1918 with actually Asphodèle. Asphodèle is a more complex wine from the first wine. It's a wine that you can accommodate with fish, for example, for lunch or dinner. So this one you see is a 2020, in fact, vintage. That's the bottle, and you see already the expression of the Sémillon in the nose. It's very floral, very rich. In the taste, you see the expression like of acacia honey from acacia. Very sweet, delicate, mineral, fresh. You see the freshness, a bit taste, because it's the terroir is there, it's behind. Very delicate and thin.
Very good.
The third wine is our great dry white. This is a very interesting design we have for this wine. We wanted to express the Semillon in different ways. We don't blend here at Climens our wines with Sauvignon because we don't need the acidity of the Sauvignon in our wines. The freshness of the terroir is compensating and bringing that minerality. So we did a selection of juice at the press. So if you want, it's like a first press. And then we grown this wine in wine globes of glass. Of 220 liters that you've seen in the shade, and this is the wine is grown on the lees, so you have both the purity of the glass, which is the purest content you can have for wine, and the richness of the lees in the wine. So this is a richer wine. Both the richness of the Semillon associated with the freshness of the terroir. And this is an association that we will see even more in the sweet wines, because those sweet wines are very well known for that, to be always fresh while being very sweet, with a fair amount of residual sugar and richness and flavor rich, but also this freshness of the terroir. So now, the sweet wine, premier cru classé, Château Climens.
2010. No, what's the...
The open bottle is from 2016. So you will see, it's interesting because people tend to believe that the sweet wines should be drunk and the Sauterne should be drunk very late. They should be old. They should have 20, 25, 30 years old. Now we start to realize that those sweet wines, being 10 years old, can be very, very interesting. They are fresh. They are very pleasant to drink, and you will see that with the 216, which is a beautiful vintage. I mean, they're all very interesting and beautiful, but this one is, you will see on the freshness. So when you drink this wine, it's a Sauterne because of the botrytis, so the noble rot that we have in the vineyard when we harvest those grapes, one by one. I mean, it's a jewelry production somehow, because you have to select all the right grapes. Then it's a Barsac because of the balance you have in this wine between the sweetness and the freshness. It's never too opulent in richness. It's always well balanced by the freshness of the terroir. And then you can see it's a Climens because of the touch in the mouth. When you touch the wine, there is this delicate touch, a bit choky, sometimes choky, like powder, and that's coming from the terroir obviously, and that's coming from the sweetness of the Semillon. And then it's up to you, it's up to each of us to find which type of flavors we have in these wines, because those wines are so rich that you will maybe find orange, and I will find maybe lychee, some depending on each palate and your education in wine, you will find basically different flavors, and that's always interesting to drink those wines, because then we can share and see. So what's your impression?
Honey, peach, and like fruits. Peach and some pineapple, melons, mango.
Yes, one day I listed from all the journalists all the fruits that they have found in our wine in one vintage, and I listed all the fruits, and there were all of them. There were the tropical wines, the ones from Europe, and all the different fruits that you can imagine, because each of us will basically capture, the aromas that are there, but that we cannot just capture everything. So each of us will capture the essence.
Yeah, this is a beautiful wine. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for participating of our program YouTube channel. I'd like to thank you for spending your time with us here, and Eu gostaria de agradecer a todos por terem assistido esse programa bem legal aqui na Château Climens. Peço que vocês curtam o vídeo, peço que vocês se inscrevam no canal e peço que vocês divulguem nosso canal para amigos, familiares e outros. Um abraço a todos e...
Thank you very much, Federico, and don't hesitate, come and visit us. You can visit the estate whenever you want.
Santé. Santé.